Hey! Hello! Okay, it stopped now. The alarm was going off before. This is crazy. Welcome everyone to the Fun Factory devlog 1 stream. This is my first stream of doing a devlog, and I've tried to set it up so it looks as professional as I can make it. Obviously there's going to be hiccups along the way, and over time, over the weeks, and as I learn more about the process and get myself together a bit more, then hopefully it will run smoothly. But this stream, I am just ready for the video to be long, to me, as I am right now, jumbling my words. And for those who are watching this as a VOD, so who aren't watching it live, I'll try and put in timestamps if I can, but otherwise just scrub along. But yeah, welcome. Today we're going through Fun Factory. For those who don't know, Fun Factory is a VR game I've been working on for about 10 months nearly. I started November last year. It was meant to be a short-term little project just to get a VR game out there to finish, and I was close to finishing it in the sense of I had all mechanics down. It was just kind of the art pieces and stuff that needed to get done. But then before I was about to, I'll show you guys actually, I have on itch, I had a draft. I don't need these on right now, so I'll leave those there. Hopefully they look okay. I had a draft going for a beta version of the game for people to try. Let me just go quickly to my dashboard, and it might be there. If I didn't delete it, yep, it's here. So, if I, well, yeah, okay, I just saw my, okay, oh, it's still good, it's sticking up. Maybe I'll put the headset back on. Who cares, we'll put it back on. There we go, headphone hair. If we go over to the desktop here, you can see here's what I had set up with Fun Factory and screenshots and stuff. It was going to be an open beta public test for people to try out and give feedback on. And also, since I only have a HTC Vive, I wanted as well to make sure that it was working with all the different systems. So I was really close to doing that. But then what happened was I started my bachelor in game design, and I thought this would be a great opportunity. I'd been doing devlogs full-time while working, or how do I say that better? I was doing devlogs each week on a full-time work schedule, and I thought, heck, if I'm going to a part-time schedule, 1 day a week along with uni, definitely be able to, manage the devlogs. Did not, unfortunately. It's just, yeah, a lot to juggle and handle and stuff, but I'm hoping that this outlet's a bit better for me to check in each week and to show you the work I've been going on and kind of have that personal connection, but less effort for me with editing, because just, I was spending 4 to 6 hours just snipping stuff up, and that was before even, getting it to a polished state. Anyway, I'm going to put some music on in the background quietly, just so it's not just me talking. Unless if it's, no, it's not playing. That's right, it's the audio. And then we will start going through some of the things we're going to go talk about on the stream today. I'm going to turn that up just a bit more. Like that. That should be good, I think. Yeah, all right, cool. So many tabs open. Goodness. Oh. Okay. Also, there's this really weird thing with my headset. It stops being it loses connection when here it's fine and I can walk around, but as soon as I go at this point, it kind of disconnects. So, oh my goodness, I feel so subconscious with everything. Okay. It's all good. Now, let me just bring up my notes for the stream. So, what I would like this to be is a weekly check-in with you all, where I kind of show my work and talk about the things that I've done, the trials I've had to go through during the week, what didn't work, things I'm proud of, whatever. But aside from that, I want to have a bit more character and community in this stream, since it is live and people will be checking in, and hope to have chat a bit more involved, though it is going to be much more structured. I want it to be something that people can watch when it's not live either. And with that, I was thinking of having a community wall. So this area here, you can see it's very, very blank. I've got a friend who's going to 3D print me some like a stand and hooks for my VR headset, so it's not on my desk, but rather on the wall, which would make, you know, more manageable space for me. But aside from that, I want to get people's artwork, their memes, favorite games, whatever, something community related. It doesn't have to be your own artwork. Obviously, don't copyright things and don't plagiarize things, sorry, and say it's not yours. Say it's yours when it's not yours. But kind of just, you know, get a bit more community going in this space. And, you know, it's a blank white canvas wall. Like, let's have some fun with it. Okay. With that, I'm going to show you all the last thing really that people saw of Fun Factory since it went dark. And you can kind of see the contrast with what I had in the most recent trailer and video, and what I've kind of come to now. And by doing so, we'll play the development trailer for Fun Factory, which is right here. All right, let's get into it. I didn't actually check the transition of another thing. Okay, we're just going to go in and we're going to see how it goes. All right, let's do this. That was the trailer. Hey, the webcam's working. Sweet. Oh, it wasn't working when I was testing it, but now it is. That's fantastic. So a lot has changed since then. A lot of things have changed. First of all, goodness. Let's just dive into it, shall we? So, first of all, I'm going to just say here and now that the walls are bugged. I UV unwrapped them. I was working on making it look a bit more smoother, and so the textures got stuffed up. That's easy fix. I'm just letting you know some of the issues we have right now in the game. Secondly, lots of redesign done on Fun Factory. I had a very basic, not flat shaded, but very basic art style originally, and that was just to save time and yeah, just have like a placeholder, I guess, but it wasn't going to be a placeholder. It was going to be what the game actually looked like to begin with, or in the final product, I should say. But since then, during my assessments and such at school, I've learned a lot about game art and 3D modeling, and I thought I was pretty good before, but now I've definitely been very critical of my own work, come back to this and kind of gone, okay, we can do better. Because since Fun Factory, as much as it was going to be a short-term project, it was also going to be like a portfolio sense of what I could do as a developer. So I thought, well, right now the art style doesn't really show what I believe is possible with my talent and my skill. So I went back to the drawing board and kind of redesigned a lot of the things And the thing I'm most proud of right now is definitely the conveyor belt and how it looks so good. Oh, amazing. And a bunch of other things. So, what has changed? I've redesigned the menus. So the main menu, we'll go with the factory first. So we still have originally it was planned to have 7 days and each day is a level. That's still here, that's still the same. Packages still come through, you still sort them depending on what they are. What's changed, however, is the process in which those mechanics are introduced. So on day 1, it's just quite simply, hey, welcome to the game, here's the basic mechanic of a package. If it's all good, you just leave it on the belt and let it do what it needs to do. And if it's damaged, if it doesn't look good, then put it in this bin here, which you can see. Can you see my cursor in the stream? Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, you can. Here, which is going to be the red bin. So I have removed the faces, the happy face and the sad face. And now it's just going to be standard goods package, a broken, damaged one, and then the express package. Which, a bit more worldly realism and less gamification of symbols and stuff like that. And with that, you can see, I don't know if this was in any of the development logs or if this was just a process of me during that, but I had lots of machinery near the conveyor belts to kind of give it more depth and in VR more things to look at. Since then I've removed them, but they will be making a return in each day. So aside from having a better art style, I've also thought and brainstormed a lot on the game itself, on the story, and on what the players experience as they go throughout the game. Because one of the things that kind of burnt me out when I started school with this project was that, okay, cool, we had a system where you could sort packages, but the problem really was that, okay, after day 1, the only thing you can really improve upon is the amount of packages that come through and the speed and the overall difficulty. There wasn't much depth in the overall mechanics. Like once you've done day 1, you've practically done the whole days, the whole week. Every level you kind of practically already experienced. So I kind of sat back a bit and thought, okay, how can I improve each day, freshen it up, add a new feature. Obviously don't feature creep and over scope and make it, I could do this crazy kind of game with all these wacky mechanics, but kind of how to make it interesting throughout each day of the game. So first day is very, very stripped back, and I've kind of only worked on day 1. The goal is to have day 1 as a finished prototype really soon, so that I can make a trailer and kind of show, okay, here is what the game's going to look like. Obviously different mechanics and machinery will be introduced, but kind of this is the art style, this is the game. So when people ask me, okay, what are you making, they can play that quite simply and say, okay, I understand your game. So that is the goal for this week, is to kind of get all that working. And then after that, I have actually written out a list of each day's mechanics and things I'm going to introduce. One of the main things I've worked on is story. So, it's nothing secret, but I don't want to talk too much about it. Basically, it's AI driven in the sense of, the satire is that of Amazon and of all the other large corporate companies kind of trying to automate all the processes. YouTube and Google and stuff have all these algorithms. But I'm kind of going the step of, okay, there's just so many things intertwining, it's hard to explain it quite simply. But basically each day you have an AI manager assistant who's kind of sassy, but very straightforward with what's going on, and will tell you what you need to do and kind of give you a world building. And then eventually I might make sort of the machinery AI aware in the sense of, they're not actually going to be real AI, it's all going to be scripted and linear, but in the game's story and world, like I'm going to go for that process. Originally I had in the game lots of I wonder if I can just make this nice and big so everyone can see the scene. Cool. Originally, I had lots of buttons and stuff. I removed the coffee machine because there was the mechanic I thought of when you drink a cup of coffee, then time slows down, but you can go fast. It didn't work very well, to be honest with you. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Kind of removed it because it wasn't going to be accessible really until later. I'm going to put sound back on just a little bit. Sorry guys, let me just how are we going for sound? Let me I'll put the headphones on just so I can hear it again, and we can. Okay, cool. So a lot of the menus and scenes were controlled through buttons. So in Steam VR, you can pretty much make an object like a button. So I had like an exit button, a play button, all that sort of stuff. I've removed all of those, and I'm going to actually make if I can find my cursor. Oh, there you are. I'm going to make, this is going to be a kiosk where the AI is, and it's also going to be your pause screen. So you can go up to it and change, you can leave the level, you can exit the game, all that sort of stuff, access your settings. That's going to be here in the kiosk. So it's kind of like a diegetic way of doing settings and UI based things, but it's still kind of in the world. I don't know if there'll be unlocks and achievements and stuff, and I might make little models where they'll be here if you complete them. I'm thinking of turning this, obviously having little jokey notes in it all, but also turning this into a whiteboard so people can draw on, because whiteboards in VR are just super cool and people can do whatever they want in it, really. It's just kind of like a tech demo of, who doesn't want a whiteboard in VR? That's my question, really. Working on redesigning the UI for the daily salary screen. My friend Mitchell, who is a wonderful human being and programmer, helped me program the shift timer. So it actually shows the in-world time of when you start and end your shift, and then the green circle goes down. So when you finish your time, whatever, the day ends. And then obviously now, originally I had it that depending on how well you did in the game, kind of affected your salary. I've added a few more details. So the base rate will be how much you're paid per day no matter what. Bonuses will be when you get stuff right. And then penalties, obviously, when you make a mistake. And then you'll have your gross salary, which is kind of your end day amount. I also added in these pillars and such, and air conditioning vents, just to, again, give it more depth, just with some references from factories I found in Google Images. I've had this server here, which really needs to be retextured. The glass itself isn't too bad, but we're getting some really wacky, I don't know why this is like this at all. I have to look into that. And then we have this really low res picture of like a motherboard from a computer. You can't really tell the quality of it because of how far away it is, but you can tell that it's kind of distorted. And then obviously we have this caution electrical system, which I'm using Substance now to texture my things, and this just looks so good up close. I'm so sad that people can't really tell from a distance, because up close, I'm really proud of it. I just like, when I'm brain dead, sometimes I just go into the scene and kind of look at it and go, oh, looks nice. But yeah, just trying to use references to make things look a bit nicer. Obviously, the lighting in this scene hasn't been rendered out properly with the light maps and such, but just trying to find a good balance of level design, pretty much. And this is now a teleport area as well, and obviously things need to be adjusted, and that's what I'm hoping to do this week. But quite simply, the goal right now is just to get day one functioning and working, and then I might work on the main menu and the budgeting scene, or day two, depending on. I think I can get those other two. If I can get them working, then it's kind of just a bit more. I can get my stride in making each day work better. And then obviously you need those other 2 days for after this before and after this scene. So I think that is a smart move. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, aside from that, there's got a fire hydrant and these other things here. I didn't have these. These were just really low res wooden plank pictures I got and then put them on a 3D model. You can't tell from afar, especially in VR, that they're low res. And I added specular maps to them, and I don't know how I feel about it, along with normal maps. It doesn't look too good. But yeah, this is day one so far, just redesigning it. The cloth, I would like to have it incorporated, but it's a bit, the way Unity works with cloth and such, you need sphere colliders and everything, and I'm trying to work that out with packages which are obviously cube based, and I'll do more research in that. But yeah, overall, just trying to get the day to work, be functional, and make everything look like it works. This is not what we want at all. Let me just adjust this. Cool. Aside from that, I guess I'll show you the other days that we have. If we go to our scenes in here, and we have, where's main menu? There's main menu. We'll load up main menu. Now the main menu, I'm giving it more of a theme of like a Centrelink, a government office building. Everyone's kind of gone though. It looks really empty right now. But what I'm going to do is duplicate these desks so they're the same model. Because if I model all the stuff in Blender, then it's going to use more data in a sense. I don't know how to explain it. If I just duplicate the objects, it's better than making the same object over and over in Blender and then putting it over here. Doing it in Unity does save memory. And then you have your own little kiosk here. I was playing around with some shaders. So this is the hand. It looks really nice. It has a subsurface scattering, which you can kind of tell here. The skin highlights itself when it's near the light. I'm testing it in VR to see how it looks and whether or not I should incorporate it or not. Obviously, we have a kiosk and then an outside scene which hasn't been textured or anything. We've just been modeling things and understanding the depth of it all. But yes, that's the main menu. You come in, there's going to be an overhead voice that kind of, has a radio playing maybe, but it kind of sets up the scene again of without telling the player exactly what's going on. You kind of know, okay, I'm in a government building, like an office area type building, and I hear this voice kind of communicating, giving world context to where you are, and then using the main menu again as like a diegetic way of, if you went to a certain area with the kiosk, you'd put in what you want. So here again, you can change settings and choose what level you want to play and stuff like that. So that is the main menu in of itself. And then I think it's store is what we called it originally. Originally, this was going to be a store. So at the end of each day, you'd go to like your grocery store, whatever, and you'd pick off, okay, I'm going to have this snack and this food and this drink, and then you'd put it in your car. You can see that in the original trailer. I have it blocked out for it all, but I felt that it didn't really work. I felt like really what you'd want to do with this managing of money, instead of going out grocery shopping, you would want to sit at a table and kind of look at what is required of you and kind of go, okay, what do I need to pay off? And so I've since then have a computer. This is my old laptop, which I am very proud of taking pictures of and texturing into this laptop here. And then you have these coins. Again, there's these buttons here. Also, that teleport area. Okay, that's okay. We'll fix that later. We don't want that. Here we have the continue button and the exit button. Again, this hasn't been touched since the big redesign of things. I'll make it larger again for you so you can see it up close. But I had the idea of, okay, you have these coins here and you'll have different bills. So like your housing bill, foods, medicine, and like entertainment, along with like your kids saying, hey, can we have pocket money? and then you put coins in what you need, and as you do that, your balance goes up and down, and you have tax as well to pay. Just because you don't have enough really to worry about in real life, why not make it a game feature as well? This is going to be redesigned too, because this does have a lot more of the older aesthetic with the design, and it just doesn't look polished enough for me. So I'm going to revisit this closer to the end of development to kind of figure it out. Whereas for now, it's more focused on the factory and the real gameplay. This is more drag and dropping and money management, so that can be redesigned later. But that's the other scene that I have worked on since the trailer. And yeah, let me just look at my show notes and we'll have a look and see what else. So I talked about, okay, what is the same? I've talked about lots of things that are different and that we've added to the game. But what hasn't changed? Well, first of all, grabbing boxes, the teleportation, and the factory scene overall is still the same. It's still the same game. And the humor and satire of the project, although it's kind of changed a bit, it still has that I still have those feelings in my head, and we haven't pivoted to something completely different. We're still growing from that. The scope of the project has changed a little bit, obviously with the revealing mechanics of each day having something new, and the story and characters have also developed a bit more, which is good. It's developed in a good way, I think. And obviously the art style and the environment and all those other things, the progression of it all, that's stuff that I've looked at and developed through brainstorming and just playing around with things over time. So what are the plans for this week? So this week I want to get day one working and finished. I want to have it so I can make a trailer for it and see what, pretty much have it as like a basic prototype of, okay, here is the game that I want to make. Obviously, different mechanics and such won't be in there yet, but I want to have that finished, so then that way, okay, 1 of 7 is down, which is good. And then I guess to finish off the day, I'm going to just talk about the long-term plan. What we'll do is we'll do a close-up here. I apologize. It's dark. Let me just reactivate. Haha, there we are. All right, cool. That's just an issue I have to deal with for now. We'll sort that out later. So after the long-term, okay, let me start again. So the long-term plan is also to finish the main menu and the budgeting scene, which I showed you. Hold on, let me slow down a bit. So what I want to finish is the main menu and the budgeting scene. The main menu, just finish texturing everything, have actual working UI, because right now it isn't very functional, so we'll fix that up. And then brainstorm and kind of plan out each day's mechanics and try and, on paper, does it look good? Will it work well? And then, of course, block out each level. So with those mechanics, I'm going to have new AI and machinery, blocking those out and having those set up so when we do the final art pass, it does look good. The composition's correct. And then obviously go through everything as a final art pass, make sure all the UVs are unwrapped correctly, texture everything in the same standard so it all looks consistent. And then I want to do a private beta test. So if you have a VR headset, especially one that isn't an Oculus, that isn't a Vive, HTC Vive, I should say, because it's the one I have and I can test on. If you have an Oculus, so anything that plugs into computer, an Index, a Vive Cosmos, or a Windows mixed virtual reality headset, please sign up for that beta, and then we can get things testing on different devices so I can know if there's any issues on your systems, whether that be lower spec computers, newer or older headsets, and then pretty much once that beta's done and we've kind of took out all the kinks in the build, which there will be plenty, trust me, I'm going to pretty much just release it on Steam and itch, and I haven't decided on a price yet, but we'll see what happens with that. Pretty much release the game on Steam and itch, get any initial feedback, anything critical, anything game breaking. So if scenes aren't loading, if the game's breaking, if you're crashing, stuff that pretty much makes you from stopping playing the game, fix those and get those done, and then kind of shelve the project in the sense of it being finished. And then once I'm happy with where it is, then we're going to start on a new VR project, which I'm excited to announce after this one's finished. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can @ me at rollerstar101 on Twitter. That also includes with any art you want to put on the community wall here. Please send those in and I'll print them out and put them on the wall. But aside from that, next week we'll see how we go, but I'm actually going to be talking with the guy that's going to do the sound and music for our game, and we'll see whether or not we can get him on or whether we have any exciting news about that. So next week we'll be talking about sound and music, because for me, I can do the art, I can do the programming, I have friends who can help me with the programming, and I can do design and all this stuff, but my one weakness definitely is in music and sound. Like, I can do sound, but I'm not an audio guy. But yeah, that is all for this week. Thank you for stopping by, for watching this video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Again, you can @ me on Twitter. Links in the description. But yeah, I think that's everything for today. Again, thank you all for watching. I guess I will catch you next week. So stick around, stay posted for that. Watch out for whether it's going to be again Monday at 5 p.m. or whether we're going to do a different time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I guess I'm just going to let the music play us out. So let me just turn this one down, and we're going to make the music play us out with this lovely outro. So again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Catch you all next time.